The Apple Watch Series 12 might be the biggest leap forward we've seen in years. But here's the thing. Should you wait almost 7 months for it, or grab the Series 11 right now? Today we're diving deep into everything we know about the Apple Watch Series 12. From mysterious new sensors to potential blood pressure monitoring, this could be the Apple Watch that finally delivers on those health promises we've been hearing about for years. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly when to expect it, how much it might cost, and whether it's worth the wait. So let's jump right in and explore what Apple has cooking for 2026. Let's start with the big question. When can you actually get your hands on the Apple Watch Series 12? Mark your calendars for September 2026. That's when Apple is expected to announce the Series 12 alongside the iPhone 18 Pro models. And here's where things get interesting. Rumors suggest Apple might be splitting their iPhone releases for the first time. The Pro models are coming in fall 2026, while the regular iPhones might wait until spring 2027. The Apple Watch Series 12 is expected to launch with those Pro iPhones, which makes perfect sense from a marketing standpoint. Apple typically holds these events on Tuesdays, often in the middle of September. So we're looking at a potential announcement around September 15th, 2026, give or take a few days. Now, let's talk money, because that's probably what you're really wondering about. Unfortunately, there are no solid price leaks for the Series 12 yet. But if Apple sticks to their current pricing strategy, expect the Series 12 to start at $399 for the smaller GPS-only model. This would match the Series 11's starting price, and honestly, it makes sense. Apple has kept their Apple Watch pricing relatively stable over the past few years. Of course, if you want cellular connectivity or premium materials like titanium, you'll pay more. But that $399 entry point seems like a safe bet for now. Here's where things get really exciting, the design changes. For years, the Apple Watch has looked pretty much the same. That familiar square design with the digital crown and side button. But the Series 12 might finally shake things up. There's a fascinating rumor about 8 new sensors being added to the Series 12. An unreleased Series 10 prototype leaked earlier, showing a strange sensor arrangement with 8 white lines and a ring pattern. Apple apparently scrapped this design for the Series 10, but it might be making its way to the Series 12. Nobody knows exactly what these 8 sensors will do, but it's safe to assume they're health-related. Apple has been pushing hard into health monitoring, and more sensors usually mean more capabilities. One particularly exciting rumor suggests Touch ID might finally come to the Apple Watch. Imagine being able to unlock your watch or authenticate purchases with your fingerprint. This would be a huge security upgrade, and something I personally think is long overdue. However, don't expect a complete design overhaul just yet. Most rumors suggest Apple is saving the big visual changes for their 2027 Apple Watch model. So the Series 12 will probably look familiar, but with some important functional improvements. We're likely to see the same size options as the Series 11, that's 42mm and 46mm. Color options will probably include the usual suspects: rose gold, silver, space gray, and jet black for aluminum. Titanium models typically come in gold, natural, and slate finishes. The display is another area where Apple typically makes incremental improvements. Expect better brightness, improved viewing angles, and possibly better outdoor visibility. These might seem like small changes, but they make a real difference in daily use. If you've ever tried to read your Apple Watch screen in bright sunlight, you know how important display improvements can be. Let's address the elephant in the room: battery life. Apple Watches are not known for having the longest battery life compared to some competitors. The Series 11 advertises 24-hour battery life, which is basically the same as previous models. For the Series 12, don't expect miraculous improvements. Apple will probably claim better battery optimization, but you're still looking at roughly a day of use. This is where Apple's focus on efficiency comes into play, rather than just throwing in a bigger battery. Now, let's talk about the features that can make the Series 12 special. Blood pressure monitoring is the big one everyone's waiting for. This feature was rumored for the Series 11, but didn't materialize. Samsung already offers blood pressure monitoring on their Galaxy Watch series, so Apple is playing catch-up here. The technology exists, and Apple has had time to refine it. There's a good chance blood pressure monitoring finally arrives with the Series 12. However, don't get your hopes up for non-invasive blood glucose monitoring just yet. This has been rumored for years, but the technology is incredibly complex. Blood glucose monitoring needs to be extremely accurate since people's health decisions depend on it. While Apple might be working on this technology, it probably won't be ready for the Series 12. The liability issues alone would be massive if the readings weren't perfectly accurate. All the current health features will obviously carry over to the Series 12. That means ECG monitoring, blood oxygen measurement, sleep tracking, and wrist temperature sensing. Crash detection, emergency SOS, and fall detection will also be included. These features have proven genuinely useful for many people, so Apple will definitely keep them. The Series 12 will run watchOS 27, which should launch alongside it. Since Apple redesigned watchOS with version 26 and the liquid glass design, version 27 will probably focus on new features rather than visual changes. This could include better integration with those mysterious 8 sensors we talked about earlier. Under the hood, expect a new S12 chip. Apple typically upgrades the processor each year, and the Series 12 won't be different. This should bring better performance and potentially improved power efficiency. Apple's chips are already quite powerful for what the Apple Watch needs to do, so this upgrade will probably focus on efficiency and new sensor support. Speaking of new features, Apple always introduces new watch faces with each generation. These might take advantage of any new sensors or capabilities the Series 12 offers. Apple has gotten pretty creative with watch faces lately, so expect some interesting options. Now for the big question, should you wait for the Apple Watch Series 12? If you currently have a Series 10 or Series 11, the answer is probably no. These are already excellent smartwatches, and the Series 12 improvements, while nice, probably won't be revolutionary. However, if you're using an older Apple Watch, say Series 8 or earlier, the wait might be worth it. You'll get all the accumulated improvements from several generations plus whatever new features the Series 12 brings. But here's the reality check. We're talking about waiting until late 2026. That's almost 2 years away. If you need an Apple Watch now, buy one now. The Series 11 is an excellent device, and technology will always keep improving. You could wait forever for the perfect version. For most people, I'd recommend getting the current model if you need an upgrade. The health features, fitness tracking, and smart capabilities are already outstanding. Those 8 mystery sensors sound intriguing, but we don't even know what they'll do yet. Blood pressure monitoring would be genuinely useful, but it's still just a rumor at this point. So there you have it, everything we know about the Apple Watch Series 12 so far. September 2026 seems likely for the announcement, with a $399 starting price and some interesting new health features. Those 8 mystery sensors could be game changers, or they might be incremental improvements. The truth is, we won't know for sure until Apple makes it official. But one thing is certain, Apple isn't slowing down their push into health and fitness technology. What do you think about these Apple Watch Series 12 rumors? Are you excited about potential blood pressure monitoring, or are you more interested in those mystery sensors? Drop a comment below and let me know what Apple Watch feature you're most hoping for. If this video helped you decide whether to wait for the Series 12 or grab a current model, smash that like button. And don't forget to subscribe for more Apple news and rumors as we get closer to that 2026 launch date. Until next time, keep an eye on those health metrics, and I'll see you in the next video.